Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. These are the decks that I'll be using for you today. Sorry, I've just drank a mammoth mouthful of oregano oil and my mouth is currently on fire. I'm going to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. My mouth is like, got that dragon's breath at the minute, boy. Woo. All right. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Justice card. Okay, so commitments all round. This is where you are signing on the dotted line in a lot of ways, but it also suggests that this week you are ready to put pen to paper to make something official in all of these different areas of your life. Something is coming through where you are putting your not even putting your money where your mouth is. It's more a case of you are showing up in a way that is very official. The other thing that I could probably say here as well, you're probably ready at this point to start taking as much as you're giving. All right, which can mean whatever you want it to mean. For your actions and options for the week ahead, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So first things first, where you have put time, effort and energy into something, you're ready to collect this week. This isn't about what somebody is or isn't willing to give you. This is about you coming to collect on something that you either feel that you're owed or you know you are owed. What I can also tell you as well, in terms of the options that are available to you this week, I have to say something that you have potentially been pushing for in the material world, and it will have a very real world element to it. Something that you've been pushing for is quite frankly not ready yet. So as an example, let's say you're having a kitchen, this is just an example. Let's say you're having a kitchen fitted or replaced or whatever, and you've been waiting on, new parts or pieces, etc. It's not ready. There's no other way to tell you that. Like, I'm really sorry to say, like, yes, you've got your contract, etc. in place. Whoever it is that you're working with or dealing with, they can't give you what they don't have. So whatever it is that you're asking for in terms of like an object or an item or something, like let's say it's an item that has been shipped to you and you're still waiting. If they don't have it, they can't give it to you. So this is one of those weeks where you're going to have to find a minute to kind of breathe, take a minute and kind of say to yourself, okay, this delay has come up for a reason. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Three of Cups. The power of friendship, connections, reunions look like they're coming through. I will say when it comes to your communications, this looks like you are talking about some kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's almost like you have decided like who your people or who your connections are. And this week you're going to start to really pour your time, effort and energy into that. I actually feel like you're checking in on somebody that you've either been worried about. And it's like, when you kind of like, and if you're mildly intuitive, everybody is psychic. I have this whole thing, a spiel. I won't give it to you here because I'm sure I'll end up boring you. But basically, this is like some intuition you've had around a friend or someone that you care about or somebody that maybe even just somebody that is on the periphery of your life. It's almost like you've been having this inkling, I should probably check in with this person, and you haven't got round to it. Well, you're committing to that this week and you're moving ahead with it. For a select few of you as well, this could be you inking a deal between a friendship of some sort where you decide to work together. That could be really cool. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that Three of Cups does suggest that you are going back down the learning path, but you're doing it in a way that is a lot more fun. Which makes me wonder if you're picking up a different subject in some regard. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this week it looks like you're making friends or connections with the people that you work with outside of your work. And I encourage that for you this week. If there's some big move or bold move or kind of advancement that you want to make within the work sphere, you're going to need allies. And this week you have a chance to build those allies, but outside of the official sort of side of things. So I will say to you, make those friendship ties, do that kind of networking outside of work, because it'll be invaluable later on. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is speaking very loudly to me. And what it says is, rather than trying to force something through, ask questions, because the chances are not only will you get the information that you need, you're going to have a lot more fun doing it that way, and the commitment will come off of the back of that. If you try to do it the other way around, I guess what I'm trying to say to you is if you go in all with a completely business mind, you're going to lose A, the fun, and B, the human element of things, which will always give you more longevity than anything else. Okay, so find a way to approach this. It's the only way that I can kind of say it, really. And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, why is it that you refuse to enjoy yourself? Or maybe not necessarily refuse to enjoy yourself, but it's almost like, it's kind of like you're saying to yourself, well, if I'm not working hard, then, you know, nothing's going to happen. You can achieve just as much through play. I wish I had learnt this at the beginning of this year. You can achieve just as much through play and enjoyment, and sometimes stepping back, as you can from, you know, just constantly having your nose shoved up against the grindstone. So take the break when you get offered it. For your love and relations, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is really nice, because it looks like you and your partner are committing to something that has like a very, something that has like a very physical nature, but it's a lot of fun. I see you and your significant other having a lot of fun, really enjoying your time and your space together. And there's a lot of laughter here. I will say, just because it's the Strength card and the Seven of Pentacles, the chances are that it will also see you addressing something that is kind of serious, but you're doing it from a stance of joy, fun, and pleasure, rather than like, oh, this is so serious. For those of you that are, I mean, it's the Strength card. So, and there might even be an element of this where you're doing it sort of in public. So, you know, maybe there's like an amateur performance that you guys go in together. Maybe you join a contest of some sort together. You know, maybe, yeah, like maybe I actually like that. There's something here that maybe you do together that, you know, is kind of demonstrative of your partnership or pairing skills. It could be as silly as, you know, the mum and dad's race at a sports day. I mean, not here in the UK with this weather, that's for damn sure. But you kind of get my point. For those of you that are single, that Seven of Pentacles is you acknowledging that you've been single for long enough. And with everything else that's here, it looks like you're getting really serious about committing to finding a relationship. Not because you're incomplete, but more because you are ready for real companionship. And that's lovely. So what do we see here? 2 sevens. 2 sevens represents news, new information that is coming in. It is the Seven of Wands. So before I talk about anything else like your money and stuff, I want to talk about your physical health and vitality. Your immune system. You need to pay attention to your immune system this week, all right? Whatever that means to you. Take your supplements, get your rest, drink your water, do all the things. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. If you have had some sort of chronic health issue or problem, or you have something show up or has sort of been brewing in the background and now this week it comes to a head, there's 2 things that I want you to go to your doctor and check. The first one being your kidneys, the second one being your immune system. And obviously those 2 things work in tandem somewhere anyway. So that would be a good starting off point. Hey, listen, right? I always say to everybody, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. This is not a diagnosis. I know what I see in my cards when I see it. And what I will say to you is this. If you go to the doctor and you say, look, I'd like you to check my immune system, I want you to check my kidneys. If they come back and say to you, no, all fine, what have you lost? Nothing, you're sure. If they catch something, you're early and you're ahead of the game, all right? For those, when it comes to your money and materials, the Seven of Wands, This is where it gets a little bit tricky with that Seven of Pentacles. It looks like there might be something that you tried to get your money back on, or you want your money back on, but unfortunately you won't get it. I'm really sorry to say, you know, and I know that's probably like a lot of people can be like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. Like, why are you putting that bad energy out there in the world? Like, because sometimes we do things where we can't get our money back. You know, it's like people watch these videos of tarot, astrology, numerology, human design and stuff, and it's like they expect that because they watch this stuff, life is going to stop being life. Like, wake the fuck up, people. Come on. Like, where are we at as a species when we like, well, you know, I watched this and I watched that, and so that means life is going to stop being life all of a sudden? No, come on now. Anyway, sorry, soapbox moment. For those of you that, when it comes to your home and your environment, the Seven of Wands, this is somewhat more tricky because of that Justice card and because of the Seven of Pentacles. This, if you have a garden or some kind of outside space, check your boundaries, make sure they are firmed up. I would also say whatever happens in the local neighborhood, etc., even if you've only got a balcony, like if you're on like the 3rd and 4th floor, probably less likely to relate to you because, you know, I don't know anyone that's managed to, you know, the art of levitation as yet, but you get my point. If you're low to the ground in an apartment and you've got a balcony, if you've got a garden, a front garden, etc., check the boundaries of your property. It is quite possible that there is going to be some kind of issue or kerfuffle that comes up around your yard, your backyard, your front gate, the lines of your property. You know, like here in the UK, we've got this program, it's ridiculous, where people have like years-long feuds because this person dug up the, you know, the fence and they took like a quarter of a foot of their garden and it all kicked off, and for years they haven't spoken and there's all this animosity and stuff. I'm like, child, you people clearly have way too much fucking time on your hands. Like, if do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. If someone's like blatantly like, oh look, I've just taken half your garden with the new fence that I've put in, yeah, you're gonna be pissed. But for like half a foot, I kid you not, there was one couple that like, we haven't spoken to them in 5 years. When we first moved in, everything was fine. It was like over half a foot of space in a garden. Mind blown. Anyway, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. My apologies for my tangents, but I know some of you love them. Take care. I'll see you soon.